Hey, so what's going on, everyone? I'm going to be honest with everyone. I have no idea how long this video is going to be, so I might have to take a sip of this a couple times throughout the video. So, just letting everyone know now. So, a while back when I did my unboxing for Ancient Dark Drabbles 10 from Black Hare Press, I had mentioned that that was my 14th anthology appearance from Black Hare Press, to which a lot of you requested if I could show off the other books I've been in. So, over here, you will be seeing some of these later. I've got a giant stack of books from Black Hare Press that I am featured in, some that I'm not featured in, and some that I just feel have a connection to this particular video. So, if you see me move around quite a bit, it's because I'm trying to find a place to put the books because this is my living room, not my bedroom, and my bedroom is where my bookshelf is. So, I found out about Black Hare Press in March of 2019, I believe. Someone that I was appearing in another anthology with, well, it's two different people that told me about Black Hare Press. So, two different people told me about it, told me what it was they were looking for. And the past 2 years, I've just been trying to see what all I can write other than poetry. So the first anthology that they had up was for a sci-fi anthology, something that some of my readers have been asking for. So I submitted to it and got an acceptance for my first drabble. And I was looking at the guidelines. You can submit more than one. So I did. I ended up getting the max of 5 drabbles in the first book with that much time to spare. Yeah, I barely made it in there with a full 5. So let's go on ahead. The way I am going to have these, the anthologies I have appeared in are going to show up first in the order of their release date. So to any of my OCD people, I apologize because we're going to have some numbered series, then we're going to go to something else, then go back to the numbered series. So yeah, I'm sorry. After I show off the books that I've been in, I'm going to show off the print books that I'm not in but do own. I own a couple different books that are on my Kindle. So yeah. And then after that, I'm going to show off 3 books and possibly discuss another one that aren't released by Black Hare Press, but there is a Black Hare Press connection. So let's get into this. All right, so the first book, Worlds, Dark Drabbles #1. This one is a sci-fi book. There's the spine. Usually in my unboxing videos, I read the blurb on the back. We are going through a lot of books, so today I will not be doing that. So there's the spine, there's the back. If you want to read it, just pause it and I will make sure my hands are not covering the back of the book. So this is the first one. This came out in June of 2019. And here is why you're going to be seeing a lot of books on this one. Prior to the release of this, Dean asked us if we would like to see the books available in hardcover. So here is the hardcover of Worlds. There's a couple of minor differences between the hardbacks and paperbacks for anyone who does take a look at these. I'll give you a good example on this one is the spine's a little bit different. As you can tell, it's a little bit lighter colors on the paperback compared to the hardback. And there's the back of it. So you're going to notice on the first few that there's only 5 books on the back. Originally, the Dark Travel series was only intended to be 5 books. However, between a lot of us requesting to write more, Dean genuinely enjoying reading the travels, as well as many of you buying the books, it extended from a 5-book series to a 10-book series. So the first few, you're only going to see 5 books, and that's why. And on the inside flaps, for the hardbacks, you got the names and people who have whatever the amount is. For those that only know me as Luke, I write under the name C.L. Williams, hence the name on my second channel. And I have 5 in this one. So it's 5, 4, 3, 2. And then this is everyone that wrote one. So that was June 2019. In July of 2019, Angels came out. Dark Travels number 2. So, if I remember correctly, this one was open roughly around the same time that Worlds was open. So, once I got my first 2 travels into Worlds, I started writing for this one. And out of the ones that I have written for, at least with the first 5, this was the one where I had like the least amount of confidence. And yet this was the one where everything got accepted right away. So, any writers out there that aren't always confident in your work, submit it anyway. You never know. Because with this one, I was questioning every travel I had written with one exception. And this one and Unravel were the only 2 where I didn't have to deal with any rejections or any delayed responses and stuff. So, and like, there's the Worlds one. Here is the hardback copy to Angels. There's the spine. There's the back. Like I said, I'm not going to be reading all these. Just going ahead and pause it and read the blurb for anyone that would like to read the blurb. And there's my name for writing 5 travels for this one. And for anyone that's wondering, for the Dark Travels books, the max number we could get in any of these was 5. So that's the second. So the third one, this is the one I enjoyed the most, which is weird because it's the one where I had some rejections. This one is Monsters. This one came out in August of 2019. It came out the day after my birthday. So yes, this was a really awesome belated birthday gift. There's the back. And I forgot to mention, there's the spine for anyone that would like to see that. So to anyone who reads my horror stuff, this one I think a lot of you will enjoy. And I also go into B-movie territory with some of my stuff on this one. And there is the hardcover copy of Monsters. There's the front. There's the spine. There's the back. And there's the inside flap, and as you can see, once again, I have 5 drabbles in this one. Alright, so here's the part where my OCD people are going to start to hate me in this video. So you're probably thinking the next book I'm going to show is Dark Travels number 4. Well, you're not correct on that one. Once the contributors group started expanding, Dean started asking for suggestions and ideas for future anthologies because some people made up some random ideas and he really liked them and ran with them. One of them, which will be shown later in this video. So 2019, that was the same year as the storming of Area 51. And a lot of us kept saying we wanted to write something for it. And Dean told us, you're aware that we would have to get this thing done in like a matter of weeks, correct? To which we delivered. September 2019, Storming Area 51 came out. So this one is the only anthology from Black Hare Press that I am currently in that I did not write a drabble or a poem. Everything else I've done has either been drabbles or poems. This one actually has a short story from me. Not only was this a fun book to be a part of, to anyone who follows me personally, this is hands down my favorite book that I'm a part of. The stories are interconnected. It's not just the day of the invasion. It goes 500 years into the future. Some of the stories take place a couple of days beforehand. It's a really, really good book. And this book actually ended up being like a little bit of a precursor of sorts for some of the anthologies that have since been released and will be released from Black Hare Press, where there's interconnected stories. So and if you noticed on the paperback, the names are actually on the back. So the inside flap has various quotes from some of the characters that are mentioned throughout the book. So again, if you would like to read this, I would suggest pausing it. About 2 weeks after the release of Storming Area 51, Beyond, Dark Travels number 4. This one is supernatural, paranormal stories. And I've got to say, out of some of the books I'm in from Black Hare Press, this one's probably one of my favorite covers. Here's the spine. And there's the back. And once again, there's the hardcover. Back up a little bit. There's that for anyone that would like to read it. And there is my name for getting 5 drabbles in this one. Alright, so I remember correctly, I think this one actually came out in November, because October was when they put out a short story collection that wasn't one of the Dark Travels books that I will be showing off later in the video. Unravel, Dark Travels number 5. Like I mentioned earlier in the video, this was intended to be the last book in the series. But between all of us writing the stuff, the editors enjoying reading the material, and all of you going out and buying the books, this ended up not being the last one. And proof of that being, there is number 6, featured as coming soon. So again, for those that follow me specifically that watch these videos, this is a crime fiction book. So if you want to see for yourself on how I am as far as writing crime fiction, I highly recommend checking this out, because this might be the only time you will see me writing crime fiction. Now, the cool part about writing for Unravel was that there was an incentive when Black Hare Press first started. And as you see down here are all 5 of the first books from Black Hare Press as far as the Dark Travels books go. The plan, like I said, this was originally. So the incentive that was given to the authors was to get the max number of 5 travels in all 5 books, and you would be part of 5 Club. So I got an acceptance for, there's my name there, and as you can tell, 5. So this was the 5th time I ended up getting all 5 travels accepted into Black Hare Press anthologies, which meant that I ended up getting accepted for 5 Club, which we had a little competition later on, and you will be seeing that book very, very soon. So I will be showing that off in a minute. All right, so this next one, I'm going to be showing off 2 paperbacks, and there is a reason. So after Dark Travels number 5 came out, Eerie Christmas. I know what some of you are probably thinking already. Why am I showing off 2 paperback copies of the same book? All right, so this is the one that you can get on Amazon as well as other retailers. As you can see, your traditional, regular book, nice borders. On this page is the first poem I wrote for Black Hare Press. And it's also the first time I wrote something in the poetry that was more of a speculative thing, where usually my poetry is personal or inspired by those that are close to me. So Eerie Christmas features my first speculative fiction poem. But there's the front. There's the spine. And there's the back for anyone who would like to read the blurb up top. And then there's my name for being one of the people in the book. Alright, so here is why I've got 2 copies of the same book in paperback. It's in color. There's the title page. And Dean, whenever you watch this, thank you for giving me the heads up to show off the inside of the book. And there's the inside for my poem Last Christmas. Also, to those that are wanting to check out the poem, it's an Eerie Christmas, and I will also be doing a Christmas reading video at some point before Christmas time, and that will include my poem that's featured in this one. And here is the hardcover. There's no special designs or anything on the inside flaps, so I'm just going to be showing off the front, spine, and back. Alright, so shortly after the release of Eerie Christmas was Apocalypse. Dark Drabbles number 6. This was the beginning of them changing it from 5 Dark Drabbles books to 10. So there's the front. There's the spine. And also, as you can see, the back cover of Apocalypse features the covers to books 6 through 10. Apocalypse is also where I have to show the one blemish in my time working on the Dark Drabbles books. So, once again, there's the hardcover. So with the first 5, I managed to get the max amount of Drabbles in each book, which was 5. I fell short with Apocalypse, and there is my name under 4. Alright, so I mentioned that after getting accepted into Unravel, that I ended up part of 5 Club. The competition was all of us had to write a Drabble to go on the Black Hare Press website, and people would vote for what they thought was the best Drabble of the 25, I think, out of the Drabbles that were submitted. Well, obviously they can't do a 25-page book, so my 5 Club Drabble ended up in Dark Moments Year 1. So the Dark Moments Anthology features all of the Drabbles that were featured in the Dark Moments segments on the Black Hare Press website. In addition to the Drabbles from that, were the 5 Club Drabbles. So there's the front, there's the back, or the spine. And the reason that this one's a little bit smaller is because 10 to 12 Drabbles make the Dark Moments each month. And then there's the back, and again, if anyone wants to read this, just go ahead and pause it. And then there's the hardcover. And the inside flap features all the names that have travels for the Dark Moments or the Vibe Club. And as I mentioned, mine was a Vibe Club. I don't think there's anything, no, there's nothing on the, and then there's the back. That was the last of the 2019 books I've been in from Black Hare Press. The next one will be the first 2020 anthology that I'm featured in. So the first one, as I mentioned earlier, someone gave a random suggestion to Dean and he ran with it. That one being Bad Romance. This one actually led to several other ideas and suggestions being thrown to Black Hare Press as far as ideas for other anthologies that aren't just Dark Travels. And there's the back. There's my name. And then there's the spine. And for anyone that is wondering, in this one, I wrote the foreword to this one. So if you're looking for a short story or a poem in this one from me, you're not getting that one. I wrote the foreword. So you read mine to let you know what to expect in this book. And then there is the hardcover. Back up a little bit. There's the back. And the front inside flap pretty much has a table of contents of sorts. So as you can see, I wrote the foreword in this one. And there's nothing on the back. Alright, so in March, with some of the other releases going on, as well as them getting a little behind on some of the acceptances and rejections, Dark Travels 7 and 8, Love and Hate, were both released at the same time in March. So out of the Dark Travels books that I'm a part of, Hate was the one I had the most difficult time getting in. I had 4 rejections before I finally got in this book. With both of these, I have 4 travels and 1 poem, or a total of 5. So there's spines, and let me try to make sure you can read the backs for both of these. And if you can't read the backs of these, I did do an unboxing video for Love, Hate, and Oceans where I'm pretty sure I did read the back. So here's that. And there's the hardcovers. Yes, I'm aware that you're probably looking at these in random order, so again, apologies to my OCD people. And then there's my name for having 5 total selections in Love. And then there's my name again for having a total of 5 in Hate. So I'm going to be honest, I don't remember if this one came out in April or May. But After Love and Hate came out was number 9, Oceans. You also saw this one in the same unboxing video I did that featured Love and Hate as well as Bad Romance. There's the hardcover. And there's the back for anyone that would like to read it. And then there's my name for having 5. All right, so the next one this came out in August of 2020. This is currently the most recent Black Hare Press anthology I am featured in. Ancient Dark Travels number 10. At the time of me recording this, I did a reading video where I read all 5 of my selections from this book, and I'm currently uploading each one individually, weekly, on my second channel. So many of you are probably wondering why there's such a gap between Oceans and Ancients. So once lockdown happened, Black Hare Press started putting out a series called Lockdown, which was shorter books for people to be able to read during lockdown. So that became a bit of a priority in addition to some of the other short story collections, some of which are in my Kindle, some of which I have yet to read. So that's why there's a bit of a gap between 9 and 10. And much like Love and Hate, I have 4 drabbles and 1 poem. And for the first time since Unravel, this is the first book that I was able to get all 5 selections in without a rejection. So, yay on being able to have my most recent appearance be something that had all acceptances. All right, so that does it for the books that I am featured in. In case if you hadn't been counting, that was a total of 14 anthologies. The Dark Travel series, that's 10 books. So we're already at 10 with that. Storming Area 51, Eerie Christmas, Dark Moments Year 1, and Bad Romance. For a total of 14. Now, since then, I have bought some of the other books from Black Hare Press just to show support for a company that has shown a lot of support for me, as well as being friends with a lot of the people that are in some of these books. So this is one that you have seen before. Deep Space Volume 1. And I don't remember if it's been announced yet or not, but there's a Deep Space Volume 2 in the works. To my knowledge, I believe this is the thickest book Black Hare Press has released to date. This one is 700 plus pages. And yes, this took a while to read. There's the back. So, after the Dark Travel series concluded as far as submissions go. They opened up their next series, which is still ongoing as far as releases go. And that was 7 Deadly Sins. So this is the first one that came out. Pride. And this one is short stories. I think there are a couple of Drabbles in this one, but they made it very clear that this is not a Drabbles collection, so they were very, very selective. And as you can see at the bottom, there is all the covers to the 7 Deadly Sins. I do have Lust. That one, however, is on my Kindle, so I can't really show that one off. So, there's that one. And since I forgot to mention it, Deep Space came out, I believe, in October of 2019. And Pride, I believe, came out at the beginning of 2020. So the next two are books that you have seen recently and you're going to see again, because I am doing reviews for both of these books. Recently, Black Hare Press has started doing some single author publications for novelettes. And you have seen this one on here, which is The Rise of the Great Old One from Jasmine Jarvis. As you can tell with this one being a smaller one, there's nothing really written on the spine. And then there's the back. And finally, at the moment, this is the last print book that I have bought from Black Hare Press. At the time of me recording this, the next book I plan on buying has yet to be released. But that would be the Banned Drabbles collection. And there's the back. And like Jasmine's book, there's nothing really on the spine. Okay, as far as Black Hare Press releases go, that is it for the books that I own that have been published by Black Hare Press. As far as print books go, I do own a couple of the other releases digitally on my Kindle. So there's still a few more books I do want to show off. And you've seen both of these on the channel as well. That's Red Carnival from Thomas Sturgeon Jr. and Waterhouse from Shelley Jarvis. The reason I'm showing these two books off is that these are the two people that were telling me about Black Hare Press. Thomas was telling me about it through one of the other anthologies him and I are in, from a contributors group that we were both part of. And Shelley is someone that I had met prior to us being in anthologies together. And she sent me a message on Facebook saying, hey, here's someone that's doing submissions. Just wanted to send it to you in case if it's something you're interested in. I'm going to be honest, I don't remember which one of them contacted me first about Black Hare Press. But these are the two people that informed me about Black Hare Press. Had they not contacted me, that's 14 anthologies I wouldn't be in, that's several books I wouldn't be in, that's several videos on this channel that wouldn't exist. So those two, Shelley and Thomas, if either of you are watching this, thank you, because both of you are the reason I even started submitting to them. So the last book I'm going to show off is no longer in print. And it wasn't published by Black Hare Press. But this is one of the reasons that I'm always telling people that are authors to submit to Black Hare Press. This is an Angels versus Demons anthology that I was featured in that came out late 2019. So this was a different type of anthology. This wasn't a I submit and I wait for an acceptance or rejection. I had signed up for it. It's a first come, first served sort of anthology. And I had forgotten that I had signed up and the deadline was coming. Around this time, I had already written my material for Angels. And I did not have anything. So, hoping for the best, I sent Dean a message. I said, hey, I forgot I'd signed up for an anthology. It's an Angels versus Demons anthology. Can I turn one of my Angels Travels into a short story for this anthology? So for those that don't know how contracts and stuff go, when you sign up for an anthology, a lot of the publishers ask for exclusivity for a certain period of time. Meaning that I can't do anything with that stuff until the contract is expired. So during this time, Angels was still under exclusivity. Dean could have said no. He could have told me, you can't do that. You've got this contract that you've signed, which I did. I agreed to the terms and agreements. He could have told me no. Because here I am writing something for another publisher. So there's nothing, he could have said no. And he just asked me a couple questions. I answered and said, go for it. So the reason I ended up being able to write something for this was because Dean gave me the okay to turn one of my travels into a short story. I don't know how many publishers would let you do something like that. So for anyone that's always wondering, like, why am I always so high on talking about Black Hare Press? Not only have I been in multiple anthologies, not only do I get to still read great books from other authors, from still reading other projects that my friends are featured in, Dean is one of the best people I've gotten to work with. So again, to any authors out there that's looking to submit their stuff, I highly recommend Black Hare Press for so many reasons. One of the web links I'm going to have in the description below will be for their submissions page, because there's always multiple things you can submit to. They are also looking for single author publications for a novella series. Depending on something you might write, you might end up getting a short read just like Jasmine did. So that's everything on this one. I'm not going to have every single link because that's 20 books. And there is a word count limit on YouTube's description section. So for some of the books that are featured in other videos, I will have those links in the description below. So if you want to pick up Oceans, I will have the video for the Oceans unboxing link. Go there. That link will send you to Love, Hate, Oceans, and Bad Roommates. Same with Ancients. That one will be, the unboxing video will be in the description below for that one. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and end this one because this is a rather lengthy video. So hopefully everyone enjoyed this. To any of my friends that are a part of Black Hare Press, a lot of you have been in more anthologies than I've been in, and I know a lot of you also own more of the books than I do. I challenge any of the other Black Hare Press authors to make a video featuring the stuff they're in, because I'm only in 14 anthologies. There are several authors that are in far more than me. So the challenge has been issued to any of you. I want to see who's going to accept the challenge. But that does it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this haul. I will have some other hauls possibly coming up in the future. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you on the next one.